how y'all doing, man? I'm McKay. As he kind of told y'all a little bit about me, everything in a nutshell. I'm not a big public speaker, so I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. Grew up between the Third Ward and the Seventh Ward area. Um, I was introduced to art as a young age. I used to draw all over my homework and tests and stuff. And my mom was like, well, maybe he's into art. So, um, so I got into art. In school, they had like gifted art classes and stuff like that, and like gifted art programs. So I was accepted into those. Took a big liking into it. Became best friends with my art teachers. They would come get me on weekends, bring me to art museums and stuff like that. And my mom would let me go. So yeah, that was dope. Um, and two, I was introduced to the Mardi Gras Indian culture. My grandfather, Papa Joe, he made me my first suit when I was about 2, and my great grandmother was pissed because she didn't really like. She liked the Indians, but she like because back in the day they used to really like fight. They used to fight in war in the streets, so she was nervous about me getting caught up into that aspect of it. So she liked it, but she don't like it. I'm gonna say that. So, and every time I would put together a suit, she would be like, "Your grandfather got you involved in this BS. I don't know why you doing this." But she would be the first person there in the morning to come see me, before I leave and go hit the street. So that was cool. So we got a love-hate relationship about it. But there's that. So yeah, so I understand the theme is monumental, correct? So I'm here to talk about a monumental moment for myself. So actually I have two monumental moments. One's art, a monumental art moment, and one is a community. Well, it's art and community based. And the second one is strictly community based, but also wrapped around art. So I'll start with the art one first. So I got into doing murals in maybe about 2014. I started small. I've had art shows, my own art shows. I've thrown myself, and so I just had a recent one at the International House Hotel, which was dope. But I was invited to do a mural with the New Orleans Mural Project. So it was a mural protest because the city wanted to charge muralists a $500 fee to do a mural on your business. So example, if you hired me to do a mural, the city wanted a $500 to get a permit, and also they wanted you to send your image in for them to approve what I'm doing on your business, right? So this guy named Neil, he came up with the New Orleans Mural Project, and so he gained up a lot of artists, funded it, and picked blighted properties, asked people with businesses, yo, do you mind these people doing a mural? We trying to raise awareness to what the city's doing, funded everything, paid us. I got thrown a huge bone. Um, on St. Claude and Franklin, which is the old Frankie and Johnny building. I don't know if y'all familiar with that, but there's a lot of murals and there's a lot of tagging on the building. So I was allegedly supposed to go to the front of the building. So I'm like, all right, cool. Never done a mural this big ever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So the front of the building was a lot smaller. So I get there, there's a lift. Don't know how to work a lift. Um, all I know is I had my design ready, I had my materials, so I'm like, all right, cool. So I get there, and they drop the lift, and I couldn't work the lift. So I called my friend, he's a mentor, Cole. He does a lot of murals around the city. So I'm like, bro, I don't know how to work this lift, what to do? So he was like, well, turn it on, and there's a rabbit on there, which controls the speed, and there's the up and down. So I'm like, all right, it's on, but it's not moving at all. like it's not moving. So I'm like, man. So I call the people back out there. That's 30 now. This is like 30 minutes into the day now. So they come back out. So the guy like, oh, it's not leveled. So the ground has to be leveled for you to be able to move the lift. So New Orleans, not many of the grounds are leveled. So it's not. So I'm like, man. So we get it leveled. So we go to the side of the building, which is a lot larger than what I expected. And so I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm about to do now. Like, this is a lot larger than what I expected. I've never done a mural 20 feet high. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So like, all right, screw it. So in between, so on the edge where I've done the mural, there were two windows, right? About 15 feet apart. So I'm like, all right, let me at least try to sketch out the head of the mural first. So I used the two windows as a big canvas. So, and a lot of people when they do huge murals, they use a grid, like a grid scale, or they use a projector. I had none of that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna just draw a big old circle. So it's a lot of running back and forth. I'm coming up and down off the lift, a lot of running back and forth. So I'm like, all right, cool. Once I got the sketch out and got comfortable with it, and mind you, this is on top of tagging. So it's loads and loads of tagging. Like I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sketching on top of that. At the wall, just like a bunch of scribble scratch. So like, so this was the first day. I'm like, man. Then it started raining, like for a split second, and I had to wait for the wall to dry because it can't paint on a wet wall. So the first day was definitely like trial and error. I was like, screw it. Like I don't even want to do this no more. Like it's too much. I had already committed. So next day, came back out, felt a lot better about myself, popping some tunes and started seeing progression. You know what I'm saying? So as the progression became, I started to get more comfortable, and I actually learned a lot on my own that day, just trying a whole lot of back and forth. One eye was higher than the other eye. It's like, just a lot of running back and forth. But like if I had to quit and be like, man, I can't do this. Can I get a smaller wall? I would have been defeated. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I didn't quit. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people I take losses as lessons. So it took me a lot longer, but I learned something. You know what I'm saying? So I bombed it. You know what I'm saying? Everything came out great. And people were like, man, you do this all the time? I'm like, no, this is my first biggest mural. You know what I'm saying? Like it was huge. But I learned in the process, called a bunch of friends that do murals. I was ringing their phone up, what do you think what I gotta do? Da, 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 like aggravating people. And the neighborhood was happy about it too because they were tired of seeing that building constantly abused with foolishness. So like the old ladies across the street, they would bring me water. They offered let me use their restroom if I needed. The police would pass by and chill. Oh, that's nice. People pass by honking. They offer, they was like, oh, you want to take a break? You come sit on our porch. And they were playing dominoes and cards and stuff. So I got to know the neighborhood. And by me being from New Orleans, like that was monumental for me because that's Frankie and Johnny. Like our parents and grandma just buy furniture from that store. Like they had a famous commercial. Let them have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they would work deals out. So like that was like you going to Frankie and Johnny to get your furniture. Like, that was a big deal back in the G. So to be able to do a mural on that wall, and they still had the furniture and stuff in there from Katrina, like computers and all that type of stuff. This was abandoned. But so that was dope because like people are like, where your biggest mural? Like if you're from here, I'd be like, it's on the old Frankie and Johnny building. They're like, oh, I bet I know where that's at. So it was a big deal for me. It ended up in the newspaper. It kind of like sparked. It was that spark for my career. I gained other jobs from it that allowed me to go to New York to do work. So they do tours of all the murals in the area. So, I gained following from that, and like I said, landed other gigs. And then I was blessed to go to Flint and do a larger mural, and it was kind of the same process, trial and error. So that was like a huge stepping stone for me. Besides, putting on art shows and stuff like that. But then a lot of kids were in the area, and they like, yo, this dope. It's nice. I do art too. Like, yeah, cool. I keep doing art because I was on a senior position, and keep climbing from there. So yeah, that's that story. So my second monumental thing was I was blessed to be able to give back to the community last Christmas. Not this Christmas, Christmas before, right during the pandemic actually. We did a sneaker giveaway outside of my tattoo shop on St. Claude. I partnered with Foot Locker as a secret partner, and I've always wanted to do a giveaway, but I didn't want to do used sneakers or used shoes because it's already worn down. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the kids in the hood, they get the hand-me-downs and stuff. So like sneakers are like a big thing for kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like a big thing. You go to school, you want to have good sneakers. So for Christmas, we did a sneaker giveaway. So we were able to give kids over 150 pair of sneakers, brand new, dope sneakers like Jordans, Nikes, Adidas, Vans, like dope, clean shoes, brand new. So I got a shipping of like a big container of shoes. I had to sort them out. They didn't come in boxes. So we got book bags made, and then we put the shoes in the book bag. So they got a book bag and shoes, candy, popcorn, all that type of stuff. So it made it into like this big event. So they lined up outside. It ranged from sizes 3 to 11. So we were able to get kids from grade school all up to high school. And more so, I was worried about the high school students because when you're in middle school and high school, that's like, it's more attractive. You get more eyes on what you're doing. So it was a great turnout, man. The kids were happy. They got dope shoes. And it was very monumental for me because like, man, it's cool. I'm able to make a kid's day, and those shoes will last them for a while because they're brand new. So they were able to get something for Christmas, and a lot of them came there with barely even shoes on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been worn down, so they were like throwing them on right there. So that was cool, and they remember that. So like, they passed my shop. Well, you to do it. They gave us our shoes, and the people in the neighborhood. And I'm not from that area in the Ninth Ward where my shop is, so that was like a peace treaty for me. Like, I'm in the hood, I'm here to help, so I don't have any problems there, like at all. People look out for me even when I'm not there because I reciprocate the same love, even though I'm not from there. Like, yo, this is what we do, this is how I'm coming. So it was a big blessing for me, man. And like I said, it's just all a form in what I'm into. Like, I'm into sneakers, I'm into art, and this is how I live, this is how I feed my family. So it was very dope, man. That was a huge moment in life for me. So yeah. But I don't know, I could go on and on all day long stuff. So I don't know if y'all have any questions about anything. I'm open to it. If you have any art questions. I have another art show coming up in July. I just had my recent one at the International. It was super dope. Had over 300 people there. I've had another show before that. I've been doing my own show since 2015. My own money, my own time, my own promotions. A lot of love from the city and friends. I have a lot of friends that's artists here. We all conjugate a lot and talk ideas. So that's other monumental moments, man. Just networking, and that's what a lot of people don't understand behind the painting. I don't have representation and all that type of stuff. Like everything I do is on my own, and word of mouth and meeting good people. That's like, oh Jay, you should meet this guy, and this guy, or that. I'll meet this young lady. So I'm blessed to be in position to meet good people that will put me in position to meet other people that can put me in position. So that's how I network with different brands. I've worked with Nike, Reebok. Right now I'm working with Maker's Mark, Sneaker Politics, of course. I've worked with a lot of brands just off word of mouth and my work ethic. So that's also a blessing. I was blessed to be able to come here, speak at NOMA. I've been coming here since I was a kid, field trips, kind of grew up here. So this is a big blessing for me to be able to be speaking in here. This is monumental right here too.